This is for you.
Remember the name.
Sports Talk Zone. Welcome back to another week of Sports Talk Zone. I am your host, Renard McPherson, along with Mikhail Hutchinson. This week, we'll start off with some international football where Jamaica and El Salvador drew 1-1. Mikhail, give me your thoughts on this game.
World Cup qualifiers back, even though Jamaica at this point can't qualify, or at the beginning of the qualifiers are unable to qualify, but we're still looking forward to finishing our campaign on a high. This game was a very entertaining game in terms of Jamaica had a lot of chances. Unfortunately, the game finished 1-1, but trust me, Jamaica, they played pretty well. They deserved to win. Even though El Salvador drew first blood, they went up in the 21st minute, and then Jamaica was chasing the game, and I guess that's how we end up after attacking. And even when we got that goal by Andre Gray, they got several opportunities after to find that winner. I remember Damian Lowe getting one, even Leon Bailey got one. There were so many different opportunities, and it was just rather unfortunate for them. But yeah, I like how the team look. Still have things that I can work on, but it wasn't a bad game for Jamaica overall. But it's a draw, and that's one of our problems with this campaign. We drew too many games, too many games. And probably if we had won just maybe 3 or 4 more, we'd be in a better position. But some persons might say, hey, they change the course, is the same result. Should they have changed the course? But because I haven't seen any great significant improvement in the results. It's pretty much the same results that we're getting. So probably Whitmore wasn't the problem, but that's how it is. As I say, unfortunately, we didn't get to win the game, but it wasn't a bad game. It was a pretty good game for Jamaica. Just one of those days, you know?
I agree with you. The performance was not bad. It was pretty good. Ball game was very fluid. Leon Bailey definitely showed his class, was very electric and controlled the ball game. What I would say overall, I don't like to talk much about the game because obviously we are just playing for the sake of playing right now. We are not going to qualify. Pretty much, as you say, we are playing for our moral, nothing else. And I would say that with this team, I think we could have done way better as far as the qualification is concerned. We could have been in the mix of even being maybe 4th or even 5th, challenging for 4th, something like that. And it all comes down back to the Jamaican government. If they had fans in the stadium, let's be clear, if they had fans in the stadium, I personally think we are looking maybe at 4, 5, 6 more points. That would have put us in a way better position. Look at the 2 games that we played in Jamaica with fans. Isn't that the 2 best performance of the campaign?
Definitely. USA and El Salvador, definitely.
Exactly. But the other games that we played, the game that we played against Costa Rica, I would say that we were the better team even though Costa Rica won. But we didn't have any fans. We played so well against USA with the fans. We should have won that game because they disallowed a goal that shouldn't have been even disallowed. Why would you on earth not have fans at the other home game? Why would you do that? You don't love football. You don't want to see Jamaica make it to the World Cup. What you want is the football players or the coaches and staff to do the impossible and find a way to make it to World Cup. Then the government jump on board and do all these kind of show and tell like they were there from the get-go. They did not put enough effort to ensure that the team was fully supported in order to get the best out of the team for this campaign. And I would say we have a reasonable good team. We were expecting more of this group. And it all comes down to the fact that the government just didn't do enough to ensure that the team was back. Yes, some games we played poorly. Yes, coach changed, nothing really much change in result that much. But overall, I think the guys needed the fans. Everywhere else we went and played, they had their fans. Everywhere else we went to play, they had fans. Only in Jamaica. Why only us don't have fans? Why only what's so special about Jamaica? Why we are the ones without the fans?
I can't even answer that, bro.
So that's how I feel about it. We could have done better if we had more support from the government. The government failed the team, right? They failed the team. And it shows that they don't truly care about sports overall. They don't truly care about the development of football or any other sports in Jamaica. Because don't forget, remember with the track and field athletes, sometimes they used to have to literally be begging the government to give them some assistance. So let's not forget. Anyways, that's how I feel about that situation and that game. We played well. We should have won the game, but pretty much playing for nothing, so it doesn't even matter to me. Understand? I just feel like the government really and truly failed the team, and you should not feel that way about your government. Your government should be the entity that support the team the most.
Based on what has happened so far, Ranaja, with the campaign and the games remaining, where do you see Jamaica football going forward? Because since 98 was the last time that we would have qualified, and every year since then, I haven't seen any form of significant improvement. It's the same thing happen every 4 years. Close to the World Cup, go for some bag of overseas player, fling them into the squad and try to go through with them.
Okay, what I will say is that it's about time we stop being dependent on overseas players. We need to create more Leon Bailey. And the way we are going to create more Leon Bailey is focus more on the youth level. We need to invest. Government of Jamaica, we need to invest at the youth level. And when I say invest at the youth level, I don't just mean keep some competition and tell the youth them go kick some ball, right? We need to follow the type of coaching that these kids who are in academies in England and Spain and Germany are getting. We need to get some of those programs into Jamaica so that we can develop the youths. Jamaica is not short of talent where football is concerned. Let's get that out the way. We are not short of talent, right? What we are short of is football knowledge, intelligence of how to play football. That is really what we are short of, not the talent. And we have to train the youth them how to develop the mental aspects of the game. Not everything is about chopping out boy belly and salad and pile and these kind of things. You have to teach them how to bounce ball and learn how to find passes and learn how to create spaces for other players and all of these things. These things are very important also in football. So we have to teach the youth them from the core and bring them up to the national level to be like a Leon Bailey. We need more Leon Bailey. Remember, Leon Bailey is a Jamaican, born and bred, even though he ended up, at 13? Went to Belgium.
But hold on, that's where I was gonna stick a point to say. The thing about
Europe,
it, we also need the infrastructure here in Jamaica. That's one of the main things that we're lacking, because as I said, we do have the raw talent, but to develop that talent, that is why a lot of our better players have to go overseas to play in the better competition. Because even if these players stay locally, in order for you to get better, you have to go amongst the best. You playing local league won't develop you into a better footballer.
I agree with that. 100%. So you develop the players and let them go play overseas. Then when it's time for international football, they come back to Jamaica. The kids who are born in Jamaica, they are more likely to play for Jamaica in a patriotic way. I'm just keeping it 100 right now. Mikel Antonio not playing for Jamaica because he's patriotic, bro. He's playing because it's a way to get to the World Cup. Every footballer most likely want to play in the World Cup. And if he can't do it with England, my grandmother have ties to Jamaica, why not? Understand? Why not? And I'm not saying this is the case with every overseas players, but I'm saying if you have born and bred Jamaicans, they are more likely to be patriotic and want to play for the colors of Jamaica. And in order to have that, we have to develop the youths them. We have to ensure that they are being trained the proper way from a young age.
But you'll have persons who call these so-called born Jamaicans who are playing overseas not the Jamaicans that they want to see. They want to see persons from our local Premier League.
From
and
Abbeville,
those people,
from
yes, exactly.
No, bro. Stop it.
Because no, I'm just saying these are some of the people the players that people want to see. I remember when they were calling for Tuffy Anderson, and that was
no disrespect Tuffy doing best.
And when he went on, you could see that boy, it's really bigger than him and that shape. But yeah, we have to, as I said, develop the talent going forward. We can't just every 4 years just trying to run up and down, trying to source some people, and then I believe having a core of nucleus of players that you want to work with. In between, we have other competition, World Cups and stuff, you know.
Okay, Mickey, let's go to cricket now. West Indies versus England, 3-test series. West Indies won 1-0. Give me your thoughts on the third test match and also the series overall.
I feel very proud to know that West Indies actually won a series convincingly in terms of, yes, it might be 1 out of 3, but at least those are the 2 games they were not hanging on by their thread that we're normally used to. But it was a very good series. So this game overall, beautiful century. Hats off to Da Silva getting even man of the match for that game. He played a vital role in that first innings when West Indies was batting, because as I said, West Indies was on the ropes and he came and held his own with the tailenders and helped us to get a significant lead going, so putting in England back into bat. And then the bowler of the game, Kyle Myers, came and he cleaned up England because he grabbed 5 for 18 and bowling out England for a mere 120 and giving West Indies a total of 28 to win. And they made quick do of it in quick time on day 4. So yeah, and as I said, they get a rest. They get rest of day 4 and day 5 off, so they can go and relax. I heard the captain say something after the game, because their next test match is in June, and in between they need to continue to be hungry, be focused. Don't believe that because hey, we beat England, we have reached, we're at the pinnacle. No, because this England team is not, even though it's England, it's not a very good England team, because we just saw them get embarrassed by the Australian. Now they come to the West Indies and they got beaten again. So that can't tell you what is happening with them. But for West Indies overall, I like how they're playing. They need to remain focused, continue to make runs in regional cricket, and who's going to the IPL, go and do your best. Continue. But it was a great series. Man of the series, Craig Brathwaite, finishing the series with 341 runs and about 3 bowlers, Rhodes, Steels and Leach finishing with 11 wickets each. So that show you that a lot of wickets was being taken. But it was a good series for the West Indies. Yeah, I like the way the thing going. There's some things that we still need to work on. The opening partnership is still an issue. That number 3 spot is still an issue. Personally, for me, even though he finished with 10 wickets, I was still not impressed with Joseph, because a lot of, and I guess sometimes you say it's the game plan that they had, because he was bowling very short a lot of time. But I guess it was something that they gave him to do because of his pace and stuff, trying to set up a batsman. But he wasn't, at times it didn't really seem like he, especially in the previous 2 games, even though there were flatter wickets, but I wasn't impressed with his bowling. But as I said, things we can work on. Good victory, West Indies. Hats off, trust me. Very proud.
Yeah, what I'll say about the third test is that congratulations to Joshua Da Silva. Well done to Kyle Myers. And also well done to the tail enders and Craig Brathwaite for the way how he went about captaining the team. I would say in the first innings for England, I was very upset with the West Indies team. That 90-run partnership that they allowed the tail enders to put on, the 10th wicket partnership of 90 runs, it was unbelievable to me. I at one point say, you know what? I don't think West Indies is going to make 200 because of how they allow England to get the momentum at the end of that innings. Then we bat in our first innings and we were pretty much reeling. In came Joshua Da Silva along with the tail enders, and he put on 350 runs partnership with Joseph, Roach and Seals. Very impressive. Very impressive. I know sometimes his strike rate might not be very impressive, but I think the way he batted was absolutely fantastic. He made use of the bad ball when he could. He dug in, we grind out that 100. That 100, in my opinion, is like the perfectest 100. I would even say that we could argue that this is probably the best 100 we have seen from West Indies batsman in a position like this. How often have we seen a West Indies player make 100 in like a tough fighting situation? I'm not comparing it, but you remember that 153 that Lara make against Australia. This is like somewhere like that in those kind of categories. I'm not saying it's the same, but yeah, well done to Kyle Myers again. He was pretty much, I guess, the reason why West Indies got in the position they got into with his 5-for, and even the first innings he came on and got 2 quick wickets and put England in a collapse stage. Then you have to say the selectors were quite brave also. Even though this pitch would be different, they were brave enough to decide that they're going to drop the spinner and play Myers instead, which didn't disappoint. A lot of us would have probably said, why change something when it was already working for us the right way, because we drew the first 2 tests. So that could have been seen as something that would have backfired, but it worked out properly for the selectors. So you got to give them a lot of props also for being brave and making that decision. But overall, excellent performance by West Indies throughout the series. There was no period of time that we were in a position where England was like right out, just outplaying us at no point. Craig Brathwaite, I say this all the time, I'm not the greatest fan of his batting, but I have to respect the way he go about getting his runs, right? You got 341 runs at an average of 85. That is excellent. What I'll also add to this is that I think England made a big mistake, even though this has nothing to do with, even though it's more of their bowling that failed them than batting. I think not bringing Broad and Anderson was a huge mistake. I think that was a huge mistake. No, the batting was more of the problem, but I don't see why you think that although West Indies batting is not the greatest, but I don't see why you think new inexperienced bowlers would have been the solution to the team. That made absolutely no sense.
So earlier I had mentioned that we have some issue with the opening partnership, but how about promoting Da Silva to open with Craig? Even though I think the 2 of them batting would take up too much deliveries, too much ball. You need one person who is there to steady the ship and the next person who is more aggressive.
I am okay with John opening the batting at this point. Here, listen to me clearly. At this point, I'm okay with John opening the batting. You need someone who is gonna score runs, right? You don't want 2 players who are going to just be taking up just a bunch of delivery at the crease and scoring super slow. So John is absolutely necessary to be at the top of the order. Hopefully him. I don't know, man. I don't know what's the issue with John Campbell. He just looked so good when batting, but just tends to get out. Like, what do you think is it? Lapse of concentration? What it is? Because he be playing the ball very cleanly, but then he just get out.
Just bad luck.
I don't think it's bad luck, man. You can't bad luck so much time. But yeah, kudos to West Indies. I hope we can continue on this path and get better over the period of time. Let's jump into some basketball, Mikhail. New York has decided to drop their COVID-19 mandate for private businesses, which would allow the great Kyrie Irving now to be able to play for Brooklyn Nets in home games. Thoughts?
Well, this has definitely given Brooklyn a better shot, not declaring them favorites because they still have problems defending, because yes, while they have firepower, because we would have seen where Kyrie and KD scoring 78 points together but still losing the game. So I'm saying they would be in a better position because scoring wise, I think they're the best out there, the very deadly team at scoring. They'll score some 130, 40 points with ease, but they're allowing 130, 40 points as well. So it's put them in a better position. So let's see if they can go all the way Because trust me, this year it's a very, 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 very interesting year because we have seen teams at the top and looking flashy, and when it comes to playoff time, it's a different game. So let's see what will happen. But this has put them in a better position as it is. Let's see how far they will go. But at least they should even go to the conference final.
I would say the Brooklyn Nets are now the favorites. I would say that. A fully fit, healthy Kyrie, along with the people are saying now. I know you're a LeBron James stan, but the people are saying that KD is the best player in the NBA. So along with the people's favorite best player in the NBA, Kevin Durant, and arguably the most skilled player ever in NBA history.
Hold on, Giannis stop play basketball?
I'm just saying what the people are saying, man. This is not me. This is the people. Kyrie Irving. I am going to say that the Brooklyn Nets are the favorite to come out the East.
So what about taking it all?
Taking it all is going to be tough because I think that, let's just go to it. Phoenix Suns. I think that is a team a lot of us are sleeping on. We are sleeping on the Phoenix Suns. I don't know if it's because they don't have like that flashy city to their name, but they be beating every top team and they are doing it pretty much convincingly, and nobody is giving them the credit.
I will disagree with that. Many persons have them as the favorite, including myself, because I don't see anybody beating the Phoenix Suns. Even though I've heard Shaq say this, if the Lakers get the Phoenix Suns in the first round, the Lakers will beat them. I think that man is delusional, but trust me, I don't see anybody.
You think that too?
No.
If LeBron James get a 50-point game and AD just play like AD should play, and Russell Westbrook stop turning over the ball, the Lakers will win.
Too much shoulda, woulda, coulda. What's happening right now? The Phoenix Suns are actually, because I tell you this, the person who is not getting the respect, I think, is Devin Booker. He's one of the best players right now. He is in that top 10 best player in the NBA, and he's being overlooked.
Top 10?
Because I put Devin Booker in one of the top 10.
So I'm going to call the names of some players, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are just going to tell me if Devin Booker is better or not, right?
Okay.
Kevin Durant.
No.
LeBron James.
No.
Giannis.
No.
Luka Doncic.
No.
Joel Embiid.
No.
Nikola Jokovic.
No.
Steph
Anybody
Curry.
really? Well, he's out injured, but no.
Come on, man. Steph Curry.
All right, he's injured, but no.
Jason Tatum.
And that's the name that I was waiting for you to say.
Better
I
or
think
nah? You think so?
it's close. Trust me, it's close,
Okay.
and I would probably give it to Booker. Trust me. That 70-point game, even though it was a lot, but 70 points ain't no.
Anthony Davis.
Depends on which version of Anthony Davis.
We are talking about the best players, bro. Is he better than Anthony Davis?
Right now, yes, I'll take him over Anthony Davis right now.
James Harden.
Yes, right now.
Damn, son.
I'll take Booker over James Harden right now.
All right, you might have a point then. You might have a...
So I'm telling you.
Okay, Russell Westbrook.
Boy, that's not even a question, fam.
You might
But
have a point.
I think the reason why he gets overlooked is because there's also Chris Paul on the team, and because that person will say since Chris Paul came there, since the team has made that jump, but he's very instrumental. He's very vital in the team, and I do believe the Phoenix Suns, having the experience of going to the NBA Finals last year, they will have exactly. Because trust me, I didn't expect that whooping that they got. So I think they have something to prove this year. So I ain't sleeping on them. I have them as favorites right now, especially with Steph Curry being out. Because I had the Golden State Warriors, but with Steph Curry out, it's the Phoenix Suns all the way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Phoenix Suns deserve to be the favorite based on how they have played so far. They have dominated all of the major teams that are deemed to be amongst the favorites. So absolutely, Phoenix Suns, I'm with you right there, mix. And that concluded for another week of Sports Talk Zone. You can check us out on all streaming platforms and also on Instagram at Sports Talk Zone 876.